Going on, guys? I think we're live. All right, so just testing a few things real quick before we jump on. All right, yeah, totally. Okay, here we are. So what's up, guys? As you know, the good folks at Line 6 released firmware 2.50, which included some new Ampsims, including the Friedman Ampsim BE100, like HBE or something like that, style Ampsim, and then a very cool Cali LoneStar, right? So Mesa LoneStar Texas style amp. So last couple days ago I made a video. It wasn't a live video. This is a live video, obviously. Made a live video, a regular video last week during the week about the Friedman HBE, and now we're just going to do live stream with the Cali and anything else that comes up HELIX related. So let's jump down to the screen capture mode. All right, here we are. So I'm running an LT, right? So this is my HELIX LT right here. Pretty straightforward setup. I just basically copied one of my other patches. That way we don't have to mess around with delays and my modulation. My secret to the HELIX is to use the OptiTrim, and for all profilers in general, right? Like even the Kemper right over here. My secret to making the sound feel more lively is to use a trim at like 1 and 1 at the very end of your signal path. So right now we're using the Cali Texas channel 2, and I just kind of barely hooked it up a little bit, got a little bit of tone going on. So right now we're playing through a 2010 Fender Made in Mexico Deluxe. Kind of hot. Yeah, pretty hot. Probably need to turn the dial down on my HELIX. We're rocking an IR. We're using my my favorite IR, which is the EVH 5150 #1 IR from Rosen Digital Audio. Stock guitar. I got this on a trade. I traded my Marshall VS100 1995 amp and a couple of pedals for this guitar. Yeah, it's got a really good tone. I like this amp a lot. I had no intention of messing around with it until I saw Marco's video where he was just completely going crazy on it. It's got a lot of resonance, man, and I guess that's what this TS shape is. That's like what, Tube Screamer? I don't know what that is. Sounds really good. I love it. Yeah, it's really, 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 really ballsy. It certainly is. But that's probably, for like when you're singing up high with some, I don't know, with some single notes. Yeah, I like the way this sounds. It sounds pretty cool. I'm definitely digging this. So, do you happen to have this? I mean, are you rocking this? Do you have this? This pretty awesome little pedal here, or amp? Like, have you used it? Are you into it? What what are your applications for it? Generally speaking, I'm like a metal guitarist, but I typically use a lot of like, you know, bluesy, seductive, bluesy, smooth, jazzy jam tracks, and so I believe this Ampsim has the perfect match of chiminess and a little bit of grit without it sounding comical, right? Comically distorted, right? So I'm really eager to see what this sounds like in context. Just making sure my delay is all set up here and it looks good. Yeah, it sounds really ballsy, but I kind of want to shape that with the compulsive drive here. What is that TS shape? Is that like... Okay, not too bad. I like that. Sounds pretty good. Let's gain up a little bit of my reverb. Yeah, what do you like better? Do you like the Friedman clone, or you like this one? I think I like the Friedman because it's there, and it's like I don't have to like feel like I need to dig in hard because the gain kind of carries you. But I'm digging on this because it sounds really nice. But I'm afraid I made it just now sound kind of small boxy. Let's turn the gain down. Yeah, I like that. That's a lot better. Okay, so I remember when they released that Voltage Queen amp, like for me, I couldn't get a good tone out of it until I backed off the gain entirely. Then I was like, okay, now I can do this. So let's play with the gains here. That's not bad. Yeah, not bad. Sounds pretty good. I like the way this Ampsim's reacting. It seems kind of natural, you know, for an Ampsim, that is. A little bit more mid in there. Alright, so it's nice and tame. Alright, let's gain it up with something nice and, you know, subtle. So right off the bat, I got a Timmy. We're going to switch that out for a green. And just go for the boost functionality of this and not necessarily like the, oh my god. Sounds pretty good. All right, well, I want to see what it sounds like with a Kinky Boost, huh? Kinky Boost, as you may well know, is the Exotic Effects EP booster. And it's hella ballsy. Like the real pedal, I have one over here. Yeah, I like the way that Kinky Boost is interacting with the Cali drive here. Yeah, I think that sounds pretty good, fairly good. So we got, you know, like gain stage number 1, and then all the way up to like, oh my god. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. So I mean, that's just like a lead tone, right? Just so whenever we yeah, I love the way that sounds. To me, it sounds like, I know it's a Cali amp, okay? I totally understand that it's a Mesa clone. But to me, it sounds like a really gained up Fender. And I dig, you know, I totally can dig that. Alright, cool. So let's go to a jam track. So I have select a blues track, ballad, right? Guitar backing track, jam in A minor. This is from our good friends at Elevated Jam Tracks. Let's kind of start out kind of mellow, just the Ampsim. We'll kind of play around back and forth with the you know, gain stages on the pedals up front. So let's crank the. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. Dragging on the tempo. Cleans up nicely. It's got these noiseless pickups that sound really good. nice and touch sensitive. Kinky boost sounds really good there. All around it sounds just totally I tell you what, one thing that's really cool about this Cali patch, right, this like LoneStar clone Mesa Helix patch, is that it sounds very present, like and it doesn't feel like it's struggling to get there, right? Like some of the presets and patches that I have for my Helix, and the reason why I don't like it too much is that sometimes it feels like the backing track or the sound is here, but then like my guitar is here, and that's with me like sculpting the mids and trying to do everything I can to bring the guitar forward without having to crank the guitar, you know, like output, which then kind of distorts, and then you get like in this war where you're raising the signal of the guitar and you're raising the signal of the backing track back and forth, back and forth. I feel like this Cali LoneStar really just sits right there. And this is the latest from line 6, and lately since I got my Kemper, you know, like I've kind of been on a line 6 sucks kind of thing. But the reason why is because they kept putting out for a while there like all these Marshall patches, and I was like, dude, who cares, right? Like give me a Friedman, give me something else, right? And they did. In 2.5 here, they gave us a Friedman BE, and then they gave us this Texas thing, this LoneStar, and yeah, man, like, I'm totally like digging this LoneStar thing, man. It doesn't suck at all in comparison to some of my other patches that I've messed around with recently. Anyways, yeah, totally, yeah, this is good. I'm really pleased with this. In fact, I'm gonna save this preset over here. if I can, if it'll let me. Let me see. So copy. I'm still kind of learning the editor thing. Yeah, cool. Yeah, let's overwrite this. Let's drop it in there. Pasting preset. LoneStar. That's what I named it. You know, Spaceballs, right? Who knows? Okay, so then we got LoneStar in there, and let's go. Let's just take the same thing, and let's double it up. Copy, paste, and let's do a Friedman. Let's go back to the Friedman amp thing. And so that's called the Placator Dirty, and it's a pretty powerful, oh my gosh, like, wow. You know, like really over the top, super gainy, super fat. And in my opinion, you know, being a metal connoisseur, it's gainy and fat in all the right places, but you kind of have to tame it, you know. You kind of have to put your foot down. Like, you hear that? All I did is I copied the patch and pasted it to another preset, so from 9B to 9C, and immediately the amp sounds further back. Like, am I tripping? Do you hear that? Right? Do you hear that? I mean, I don't know, man. It seems to be a thing with these amps. So here's Cali again. Maybe we'll just mess around with it, right? That's one of the things from my experience of messing around with metal amps and metal amp sims, etc., that whenever people try to model an amp like a metal amp, they always kind of like, it sounds like there's a blanket over the amp. Like, where did my amp go? Where did my guitar go, right? So we'll have to, you know, we'll have to definitely dial it in, and we'll mess around with it. So let me pull up my bias. Definitely gonna have to turn that master volume up a little more. But I mean, we're pretty much at the top of it. Right? You see that? All right, let's rename this thing to BEOD. Let's call it that for now. Boed. All right, so I want to definitely crank up some amp because it sounds really boxy and small. It drives me crazy because this is a great sounding amp sim, but like immediately I have to like change my levels just to get it to sound like the master or something. I have to like bring the master up on the Helix to get it to. There we go. Maybe a little too present. Yeah, so that sounds really good. Let's dig around here. Let's crank up some treb a little more. A lot of resonance in there. Turn the fat switch off. Yeah, it sounds really good. Yeah, these two new amps coming out from Helix sound really, really good. I'm happy with them. I'm telling you, I spent a little time with the Friedman thing a couple days ago, and today, like just before I hit start streaming, right? Literally before I hit start streaming, no lie, I took a patch and I just put in the Cali amp, right? And right out of the box, you know, just like tweak a few of the presets, a few of the parameters on the amp itself, and then put a different gain pedal up front and threw it into a jam track, and immediately it just like was perfect. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, making these noiseless singles, which are stacked, you know, in parallel, in series humbuckers. In parallel, right? No, not just series. Let's throw a pedal in front of it, but not too much gain, just enough to kind of kick it into the, you know. really go well putting that pedal up front. So let's just mess around a bit. So to see, yeah, this I think the C45. I don't know what that is. It seems to be like a mid push, is what I think it is. All right, so there's my BEOD pedal or amp, and then here's the LoneStar. That's perfect. This Cali Ampsim on Helix 2.5 is amazing. It's got a lot of bass character in it, which is good and bad. Which of the two do you like out of the new 2.5? Are you liking the BE, the Friedman, or are you liking the Cali? Because right now, like head to head, I'm liking the Cali because whenever I goose it and I sit in a mix, it doesn't sound bad. Okay, my cat's going crazy over here. You see him on camera? He's trying to push this camera down. He just wants to be loved, so he's a good boy. Alright, let's throw on some more backing track. Alright, so we got some D minor here. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, I love that progression. D minor. Jumped up there with the camera. He's gonna knock that damn. He's gonna knock that damn camera down. Yeah, whenever I play guitar, he just goes nuts for just wants to be pet. He loves me playing guitar. amp sims that I've dealt with and played around with here on this Helix since I've had it since June of last year, of 2017, I have to say without a doubt that Cali Texas LoneStar is the best. I mean, these are my settings right here. This is how I have it set up. I have nothing. I mean, literally, I'm going, you know, guitar cable into the Helix, from the Helix USB to my computer, so I can control it here on the screen here, like on, you know, Helix cam. I've got the Helix over here on the side, and then I'm coming out of the Helix with the XLR, going straight into my audio interface, channel 2, because the microphone's in channel 1. And we're just going to town here. We're going nuts, man. You know, I have to say, as a matter of fact, as a point of fact here, I'm a big fan of using those modulation blocks for the tremolo. You know, like a slight tremolo. Yeah, my cat's going crazy on this camera over here, this little camera. Here, I'll show you. Such a good boy. Anyways, yeah, this is Tigger. That's my little black Bombay. He doesn't have more than 2 white hairs together on his body. He's just all black. He's black as night. As cute as it gets. And he's such a little cuddle monster too. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, we're literally just using the Cali, and you know, here's my settings. You know, this is what I have everything set at: 4.6, 8.3, 2.2, 6.3, 7.3, 8.0, thicker, 6.6, 3.5, 5.0, 5.0, 9.6, 4.5. That's like all my settings, literally, that I'm rocking here on this thing, and I have to say, it just sounds stunning. And then for the heavier, meatier tones, I was using the compulsive drive, you know, 0.86 high peak V2 9.0, and then just, you know, delay and reverb, right? Elephant Man, and then of course my trusty IR, the Rosen Digital Audio EVH 5150 number 1, 120 hertz, 11.1, and negative 20.5. Stunning, absolutely stunning Ampsim here. Totally in love the way this thing sounds. It's just definitely a really good one. So what do you guys think, man? You like how that sounded in the mix? I mean, like, I really didn't have a mix. I just went to, you know, elevated jam tracks, picked something in A minor, or in this case I think it was D minor, hit play, and just started playing with it, right? Like, no science to it, no compressors, no DAW. I literally only have you know, the Helix editor up. I have my YouTube up, the TV thing that I'm using here to broadcast, right, which is OBS, and then the camera I'm using to use my iPhone cam, and then this guitar, right? Pretty awesome Fender Deluxe 2010 in mint condition, by the way. 8-year-old guitar, 9-year-old guitar in mint condition. Great sounding guitar. Clone of this guitar, by the way. Yeah, that's the Squier vintage modified, like 1950s or whatever version. And then this is the actual Fender. Yeah, pretty cool. Hope you liked it, man. I really enjoyed that. That was quite entertaining, quite fun, and absolutely made me so happy just to hear how that Ampsim sounds. I really had lost faith in line 6 ever since I got my Kemper. Not to sound like a snob or anything, but, you know, and to be honest, you know, there's been a lot of people who are like getting Kempers now, right? Like after NAMM 2018, a lot of people have decided, okay, let's go ahead and try Kemper out. And I got my Kemper like in January, so right before NAMM. Literally, like the week before NAMM, I picked up my Kemper, and I was like, okay, you know, this is cool. This sounds amazing, and it does. But, you know, I have to say that line 6 Cali amp thing, LoneStar amp thing, sounds breathtaking. It's just totally wow. It completely just renewed my faith in my line 6 Helix here. I mean, to be honest with you, ever since I got my Kemper, I've been thinking about getting rid of my Helix, and now it's like, man, I don't know. That sounds really good, and, you know, it's paid for, so why would I even get rid of it? Anyways, that's been this video, just hanging out with the Helix. in Cali mode and a little bit of backing track, A minor and D minor. Hope you've enjoyed it. Send me a like and a subscription, man. All right, guys, I'll probably jump on next weekend or maybe the weekend after. We'll see. I really enjoyed hanging out with you guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and catch you later, guys. Rock on and stay safe.